You know that one bro that you always have in your life who's constantly saying this?
Woo! Oh, dude, let's go!
Well, now I know who started that stupid little catchphrase. Let's go! Super Mario Bros. Movie, released this past weekend in 2023 and is directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic, who are also behind such features like the Drawn Together movie, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders, and Scooby-Doo and Batman The Brave and the Bold. And this movie is starring the voices of Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, Seth Rogen, Fred Armisen, Sebastian Maniscalco, Charles Martinet, and Kevin Michael Richardson. Mario and Luigi are two plumbers who are constantly trying to prove their worth to their family. But one day they get sucked down a wormhole pipe, and they get transported to this magical world where there is fire-breathing dragons and people with mushrooms on their heads. But along the way, Mario and Luigi get separated, so now Mario needs to make sudden allegiances with certain princesses and certain peck-bouncing monkeys in order to save Luigi from the clutches of Bowser. I love how the 1993 live-action version was just called Super Mario Bros., but here they're trying to make the distinction that no, this is the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Don't even think about that one from the 90s, even though I just did a live watch along of that last week. Oh my god, the painful memories. Leading up to this movie, seeing the trailers, I was actually very excited. I thought the animation looked crisp. I thought it looked clean. It was going off of the animation from the actual Nintendo games. These weren't live-action people who barely wore the standard colors of these characters of Mario and Luigi until like the last 15 minutes. No, these are the characters throughout the entire thing. And that's the Illumination Studio. Their animation, I think, is so crisp, and it's so clean, and it's so beautiful to see on screen. I was very hesitant, though, leading up to the movie with the voice casting. It didn't make sense to me, and in some instances, it still doesn't make sense to me. If you played any Mario games throughout your entire life, you know that Mario and Luigi kind of sound like a stereotypical Italian. Oh, let's go! Kiss me, Mario! I'm a Wario, I'm gonna win. And we do hear that accent and those voices in this movie, but I think they do something that's very clever, and those voices are used for the commercials for the Mario and Luigi plumbing business that they're trying to use. When you hear them in their everyday lives, they just talk like regular, normal day people. And I think the voices of Charlie Day and Chris Pratt actually sound pretty okay for these characters. I went into it with a lot of trepidation, and I was very hesitant, but I think it worked out okay. With Jack Black, they manipulate his voice a lot to make him sound very menacing and make him sound like a fire-breathing dragon, but you can still hear the Jack Black cadences in there. Especially when he's taken the moments to sing to himself and play piano and talking about how much he loves Peach and wants to marry her. Now, why he wants to do that, I don't know. But then you remember the games and you're like, why does Bowser keep going after Peach? And why does he keep trying to torture Mario? We don't know. We don't care. It's just Bowser, and he does evil things. That's probably my thesis statement behind the story of this movie. Why? We don't care. We just watch it, and it's fun. If you see this movie, you are going to be asking yourself a lot, why? Why is that person like that? Why does this character want to go off and do that thing? Why are we so quickly to just become friends with this strange little plumber who's also human in this magical world? We're not questioning how he got here. We just go along for the ride. And you know what? It's kind of nice just to turn off the brain every once in a while and just sit back and relax and just enjoy a fun little movie. And that's what this movie was. It was fun. It's nothing special. You do have to appreciate, though, the callbacks and the honoring of Mario in the history of gaming. There are sequences in here where Mario is just running from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, just reminding me about all the great days with the original Nintendo game and the Super Mario World for Super Nintendo, where it was just a side panel. We would just go from the left side to the right side until you beat the level. And we get little sequences in here, and it made me actually smile a little bit. Maybe I was smiling because I just recently watched the live-action Super Mario Bros. Movie, and there's just nothing Mario in that movie. It's they call it Mario, It ain't Mario. There is not a single Mario character in that thing. So to see basic stuff like this, where Mario is just going from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, it made me happy. I don't know, I'm a simple person. You also have really fun sequences in here, like when Mario is trying to prove himself to Peach to go along on her journey to go and recruit Donkey Kong so that his army can take on the Bowser army. And they have the superstar that can rule the world, and the Bowser's like, if you don't marry me, I'm going to use the superstar. And again, we don't understand why he wants to marry her, just because she's like the only human in the world, which still doesn't make sense because he's a dragon. But I don't know, the House of Dragon and Game of Thrones stuff, there is a whole love connection there between, you know, pretty blonde-haired women and dragons, so whatever, I guess we should go along with it here. There's even a couple of fun sequences in here with Mario Karts, and if you put those two words together, Mario Kart, and you say them around me, I'm just gonna be so overjoyed, because, you know, Mario Kart, it's one of the best games ever. Every single version of it is just so freaking fantastic. So to see it on screen, yeah, just the little fanboy in me and all the nostalgia that I have with that, I was super happy. This movie knows what it is. It knows that it's nothing special, but it knows that it is kind of preying on the nostalgia that so many people all over the world, billions of people who have played a version, some type of version of Mario in the world, will probably go out and see this movie because we have that nostalgia for it. It's fun, it's sweet, again, nothing special, but I think it's a good time for if you have a family, if you have kids, this is definitely the movie for you. They'll be entertained, and I think you'll be entertained too, just seeing all of the cool, fun things that you used to do when you were a kid with this character of Mario. I think a bunch of critics are being very harsh on this movie, and I mean, that's their opinion, I guess, but it's like, what were you expecting going into a movie about a pair of brothers who are plumbers who get transported to a magical world where they need to save a blonde-haired princess from a talking dragon who wants to marry this woman, and then they also have to befriend a gorilla who calls himself Donkey Kong for some reason. He's not a donkey, and he likes to pop his pecs a lot. Oh, and then one of those plumbers gets to put on a whole bunch of costumes. Like at one point he puts the cat costume on. And it's awesome. I'm gonna give the Super Mario Brothers movie 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
So guys, if you've seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.